This is the plaintiff, Portia Crawford. She says the defendant is her ex, who she dated for 12 years, and now they've unfortunately split up because the defendant refused to go to therapy, and she can't get the money she's owed for all the things she bought when they were together. She's here in the name of what's right, suing for the $1,869.33 she's entitled to. This is the defendant, Ashley Burris. She says this lawsuit is crazy because she paid everything back to the plaintiff she was supposed to. Now, she's changing the terms of things since they're no longer together. She feels it's time to let go of this petty back and forth and move on already. Owe her? No, she doesn't think so. She's accused of giving up on the relationship. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,656 for all she's out.
All parties, please raise your right hands. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Leon is presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Crawford, Ms. Burris, you folks worked together for how many years?
12 on and off.
12 on and off. That's a long time. Were you living together all that time?
No, when we first started dating, we weren't living together.
How long before you moved in?
I would say probably after 5 years.
Okay. You are here today because you are suing for her half of things that you two spent since like 2018 to now, correct?
Yes.
All right. Before we get into that, what I'd like to know is who broke up with who and why?
I mean, we've been having problems for a while. And I just asked her, did she want to consider canceling? She blatantly said no. So at that point, I just told her, you know, I can't figure it out. You can't figure it out. So I guess it's best that we just call it quits. So that was that.
Okay.
Yeah, she moved out on November 1st of 2019.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. The first item on your list is that according to you, there was a bedroom set purchased, and the idea was that you guys were supposed to split the cost, correct?
Yes.
So you're suing her for half of the bill that you ended up paying for the furniture. But every month she was giving you money, right, Ms. Burris?
Yes.
Okay. And then it was supposed to continue to be a monthly payment, but then you decided that you were going to buy a house, correct, Ms. Crawford?
Yes.
Were you buying the house together, or you were solely buying the house, Ms. Crawford?
The house is solely in my name for various reasons. Okay. I don't know if we should go into that. So
I don't know that we have to, but I'm going to guess that after 12 years, maybe Ms. Burris wasn't too keen on that. Kind of felt like maybe it wasn't
correct.
You know, it's kind of dicey. It's a dicey area because 12 years, you're making a life together.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Why?
It's not true. I just felt that, for years, Portia been, you know, like hindering me. So, and she always say she helped me. And I got Portia credit up for years. Everything I had, I always paid it in her name. I've been loyal to Portia's name for 12 years. So I felt that we got a house together. I just felt that what I'm going to gain out of it. At the end of the day, what I'm going to have. You know, it's always been Portia, Portia, Portia. What is Ashley going to have? So I just felt like I had to start thinking about Ashley. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
okay.
She didn't understand.
All right, so this...
something, Your Honor?
Yeah, please. Yeah,
because that's not the truth in its entirety. There were 2 instances in where we tried to put Ashley's name on the house. And when the lender asked Ashley, has she been working on her job for the past 2 years? And her answer was no. That was one reason why her name couldn't go on there. Another reason was because we weren't married. And another reason is her credit. So that's why her name isn't on the house, in all honesty.
Okay, well, 2 people can own a house and not be married. I just want to tell you, 2 people can be on a house.
You're right, but what about the other 2 things?
Yeah, if the credit's bad, the credit's bad. Excuse me, but let me just say that has to do, just a second, that has to do with the loan. That doesn't necessarily have to do with how the house is titled. But again, that's, you know, I understand your feelings, But I got to tell you, I also understand hers. Either way, I'm not your therapist, so I know I asked the question. I got it. But what I would like to get to is the furniture set. Who has the furniture?
I have the furniture.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
All right. And so
Portia
why
told
do
me
you
to
feel that you...
take the furniture?
Yeah. Okay, but why do you feel that you don't have to pay for that remaining half?
I sent your text message to you. Portia stated to give her $250 and we were only owed $500, which I gave Portia $500 out of my deposit.
Do you have proof of giving her the $500?
No, I don't have no proof.
Okay, I got it. Let's move on to the next item, which is that at some point you wanted to buy Beats for your daughter. And Portia said, well, since it's a gift from us, let's go half and half. You agree that you owe her the remaining $50 for that, right, Ms. Burris?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Then the next thing is Christmas. You decided you wanted to buy your daughter an Apple Watch. And again, your ex says, well, it's a gift from us. Let's each pay half. She says you have an additional $103 to pay on that. You agree with that as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And then the next thing is that at the same time, you decided to buy a speaker. And according to her, there's an additional $70.37 left on that. You do agree with that as well, right?
Yes, which was mine, yes.
Okay. So the next thing we get to is in June of 2019, according to you, you buy her a salon chair because you are a hairdresser?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about that, Ms. Crawford.
Listen. Ms. Burris purchased a suite in which she does hair, and she had to pay a pretty amount to do it as far as getting everything together. And then I came up with the idea of my friend girl cutting hair in there with her, which will allow her to not pay as much in the rent. So I said, I'll buy it for you so that that person is comfortable, so that she can get in here and work as soon as possible. That way you'll have help towards your rent every month as soon as possible. The agreement was as soon as the person get in, when she pays her that week for the rent, she would give me back the money that I spent for the desk and the chair. I haven't gotten the money back.
According to you, that was a Mother's Day gift, right, Ms. Burris?
Yep. And I sent you I sent you the text message that she said, whenever I get straight, then she told me to keep it for a Mother's Day gift.
I'd like to see the text. Can you put it up to the camera?
Okay.
The one you just mentioned.
Okay, if you can see on the messages, right? Can you read that?
Come closer. Don't move.
Okay, it doesn't say I
Okay,
told you to keep
so
it.
what it says is, I will help until you get right. That kind of implies you're supposed to pay it back.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Yes, what she told me. Yes, what she told me for Mother's Day, don't pay it back.
So what proof do you have it was a Mother's Day gift?
I don't have the proof that it was Mother's Day.
All right, so now we have the next issue that comes up is in July of 2019, and that's it must be another holiday for your daughter. What is it? It's her birthday again. So you decide you want to buy her an iPhone XR, and she says, let's split it. It's a gift from us. And according to her, you still owe $296.87, which you admit, correct?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, here's where things get hairy. You move out in November, correct?
Yes, November 1st.
All right. And since 2009, many, many moons ago, you have had a telephone on Ms. Crawford's mother's group plan. And there's never been a problem, but according to you, she doesn't pay November.
She did not pay November, and I provided you with the evidence.
Okay. You provided me with evidence of text messages to her, but she provided me with receipts that she paid.
No.
Because she would go in person and pay cash. All right, let's see the
but
receipt.
she didn't pay
Actually,
November.
I have it here. Are you talking about the bill that comes in December for the usage in November?
Yes.
You canceled this phone when, Ms. Crawford?
Let me look through.
December 14th, she shut my phone off.
Okay, but hold on a second. If she closed it December 14th, did you pay the bill that came in December, which represents November usage?
No, that's why I sent you guys 3 statements because I pay. That's my last bill I pay. So I pay around the 14, 15, and 16 every time.
And you yourself had said that she was always paying late. You said that. So why did you cancel it on the 14th? Yeah.
I could, because I sent a text message to Adiana on December 9th saying, do your mom plan on paying the phone bill? Nobody answered the text message. Nobody texted back. On December 14th, I said, tell your mom to call T-Mobile to take ownership of your phone lines. If she doesn't do it by tomorrow, I'm cutting the phones off. They sent back a laughing emoji. And then I text back, just immature, but it's all good. I'll just do it now. They text back, and I'll be reconnecting them in an hour. Who cares? So it was all a joke to them on their end.
When you say they, who texted back and I'll be reconnecting? Who's they?
She had her partner texting me because I know how he texts, so that's who was texting me back. And I also know how Ashley texts as well.
What phone did it come from? Ashley's phone?
It's come from Adiana's phone.
My daughter's phone.
Your daughter's phone. Now,
yes.
If you were around, how old is Adiana?
Adiana is 17 now.
Back in, you've had her since.
She's 17 since she was 4. She's been in my daughter's life.
Took care of her like my own, and it's just crazy how this is all going right now.
Can I just ask you a question?
Okay,
what's the relationship between you and Adiana? Are you guys okay or no?
She don't talk to my daughter at all anymore. She have no connect with my daughter anymore.
She specifically told her daughter on 2 occasions, when we leave this place, do not deal with that such and such. She told that to Adiana. Yes, it hurts. When they moved out, I told Adiana to give me both of my keys. Ashley got mad. I don't understand why she feels the need that they should have a key to my house if they were moving out. She told Adiana again, you see, she don't care about us. That does not mean that I don't care. It just means that we're going our own ways, and Adiana does not have to have a key to my house to come in and out if me and her mom are separated. When she changed her phone number, there's no more contact. Besides, I sent you also a text message when I asked Adiana, how are you doing? Adiana never responded to that text message. I don't know why. I don't know if she didn't get it, but I have nothing against Adiana at all. But she was specifically told by her mom to stop dealing with me.
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey 11. The defendant says the plaintiff should just get on with her life because their relationship is 100% kaput. But the plaintiff says, just pay me what you owe me and then I will go away. Let's go back into the courtroom.
My daughter decided to stay with Portia Crawford.
Portia was acting funny throughout the whole 2 months. She wasn't taking my daughter to get nothing to eat. My daughter was home, left all day. Portia wasn't worried about me or her. The day of November the 1st,
when I had the movers there moving the stuff out the house, she came there, called the police on me. I told Portia, I can't fit the dog and Adiana in the car, so can I come back for them? She specifically said no one can't stay in her house, meaning she was putting my daughter out. And I didn't have no room to get her in the car and get her to the new home. So after that, I told my daughter, we're not going to even deal with Portia. How would you feel if you was thrown out? How would you feel, Portia?
You had Josh come, and Adiana got in the car with Joshua. So you did have room. And if you were ready to go, what was the reason for you having to keep
Can I ask you guys a question? Is Adiana here? Is Adiana at your...
Yes, put her on the camera.
She's here.
Can I talk to her?
After you put my daughter out, Deanna, she want to talk, so you got to put my headphones. Yeah, after she threw me out.
Let her tell you.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Adiana?
17.
So you, Ms. Crawford has been around your life for a very, very long time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you feel like she threw you out of the house?
Well, me personally, I was going to live with Portia because I know it was closer to my school, and then where we stay is kind of far from my school. Then I decided that I was going to live with my mom because I wasn't going to just feel comfortable there by myself. And then the day
Sure.
of, it just hurted my feelings because when she was like, give her a key, nobody's staying here, it hurted my feelings because I didn't feel like it was right to throw me out. And my mama never told me I can't talk to her. I just felt like I shouldn't talk to her. She should give me an apology at least before I talk to her.
Because
that
you
was
feel
wrong.
that
You've been
taking
in my
the key
life
away from, because
well, she at least could have let me stay there until my mom came and got me in the dog. She didn't have to say nobody's staying here, and then she's leaving. So I just felt some type of way. I didn't care about her taking the key because at the end of the day, that's still her house.
do you miss her?
Yes.
You guys, listen to me. We're gonna finish up with the phone and the furniture and the blah, 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 blah. But you two, because you're almost an adult, and you guys, especially since, and I'm so happy to hear that your mother's not telling you, don't you dare talk to her. Your mother's not that kind of person. You two need to make that right, because that 12 years is a long time, especially those 12 years. And trust me, it is always better to have more people who love you than fewer people who love you. So you two fix that on your own time. Thank you. Put your mom back on. Okay.
Okay.
So you're suing for the December bill, and how much is that December bill, which represents November usage?
December is 125.24.
Okay. So that's the bill that comes in December. And then what's the next bill after that? Is there another bill or no?
Yeah,
Ms.
there's a
Crawford?
January.
No, because she cut the phones
And
off.
that one's, I know, she cancels it, but you have to understand that when the bill comes, it's at the tail end of the billing period. In other words, there's a whole month of usage, then the
Okay.
bill comes a week later. All right, so what's the January bill? How much is that one?
That one is 106.43.
Okay, now the math works out. All right.
Yes.
So we have the furniture that's contested and virtually nothing else there that's contested now that we've clarified the phone bill stuff. You have a counterclaim against her, though. And according to you, she
Yes.
owes you a bunch of money for blinds. Because according to you,
Yes.
she's supposed to pay half of the blinds.
Yes, it was $500, which I had
So
to pay
why
because
aren't you
Portia told me
just
she
suing?
had too much.
Right. But why aren't you just suing for $250, which is half of it?
Right. That's
Because
what I owe her.
it
I
wasn't
admit
never
to that.
agreement that I had to help pay for the blinds.
All right, hold on a second, folks. You know, judges hate these cases because I would love to just say to you, get out of here. You guys had 12 years together. I'm not going to sit here and figure it out. But I have a unique situation with you guys where you're admitting to, yeah, I'm supposed to pay that. Yeah, I'm supposed to pay that. So if people have an agreement that they're going to get paid back, I have to sit here and go through your pots and pans. Having done that, there are many things that you guys agree on. All the gifts to your daughter, you guys agree on that each of you are supposed to pay half. The phone bill, you were kind of off on which bill it was that you'd paid, but now we've straightened that out, and you know it's the usage of November happens in December. The speaker, the Apple Watch, the Beats, all that stuff is in agreement. There's just a few things that are in disagreement, okay? The furniture that you have, there's a remaining amount that you say you paid, but you can't prove you paid. And actually what you said in your answer to the complaint wasn't that you paid it, that you said, I gave her $500. She denies you ever gave her the $500. You say you gave it to her just when you were leaving. It sounds like it was kind of angry when you were leaving. Do you have any proof that you gave her $500 towards the furniture? Ms.
No,
Burris?
because I always give Portia
Okay.
cash. Everything I do is
right.
always cash.
All right. Now, and then she says that you're supposed to pay her for the salon seat. You said it was a Mother's Day gift. The only evidence I have are the texts that you showed me where she was saying, I'll pay it until you get straight. That doesn't sound like a gift. So I don't see any evidence that it's a gift, and I'm going to order you to pay that as well. That all comes up to $1,629.76. But you have a counterclaim against her because according to you, she's supposed to pay, well, you say $650. She's supposed to pay all of the blinds. I find
Yes, for
that
the
what is
blinds,
infinitely
yes.
more consistent with the evidence that has been put forth in front of me, just like you said, that you guys always went halves. There's a remaining $500 on it. I'm going to order her to pay $250, which I think she agrees to.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am going to order you to pay that. So I'm deducting those two amounts. And that leaves me with a sum total judgment, net judgment in your favor, Ms. Crawford, in the amount of $1,317.76. That's my verdict. Listen, stuff happens. I'm very sorry that, you guys ended up building a life together for so long, especially with a child involved. But, I know that there's a lot of love for that child on both of your, obviously on your part, but also on her part, because she was in her life. Please, it's always better to have more people love your child than fewer people. And if there's anything you can do, or if you could just stay out of it and let them try to repair whatever's wrong. You've heard her say it from her own mouth, what she feels is wrong. So fix that. Okay? All right. But in terms of the money, $1,317.76, verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, after what appeared to be a really complex case with a lot of who owes what to who, the plaintiff is going to prevail. She gets just over $1,300. Let's see what Ms. Burris, the defendant, feels about this. Ms. Burris, tell me what you're thinking right now.
No, I'm not thinking anything. It is what it is.
Well, listen, you've been friends for a long time. Is this friendship over now, kaput, do you think? What do you think?
It's over. The way Portia did after the breakup is just, I never would have thought we would be this way. I don't want it to be this way, but I'm okay. I'm okay now. I don't even want, she still come get a haircut from my salon, and I don't say anything about it. I'm not that type of person,
All right. Well, that's good. Life will move on for you. Ms. Crawford, how do you feel about it? Are you okay with the way things turned out? Are you still willing to be friends with her, or is it over as far as you're concerned?
No, she and I don't need to be friends. Like, I can repair my relationship with Adriana, but we don't need to be friends. There's no reason for us to be friends.
All right. Well, you sued her for a little over $1,800. You're going to get just over $1,300 back. So congratulations. And that'll wrap it up for the case. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's find out how the judge feels about it now with her husband, Judge John, and another session of After the Verdict.
Marilyn, these are the kind of cases as a judge that keep you awake at night, where you just lay in bed going, oh my God, did I get this right or what? You've got tight accounting from both sides, a 12-year relationship. You're trying to sort it out after the fact where they were both paying half. Virtually impossible.
It is. It is. And, a lot of times the defense is, we all split everything. How are we going to divide it? That's silly. But this is a household where each side was agreeing that that's how it went down. So, I'd like to just say, go on your way, but you can't.
Not easy things to decide.
No.
One thing I did take away from this case, if I'm lead a good and upright life, maybe I can come back in my next life as one of Ms. Burris's daughters.
She has one daughter.
Her one daughter. She gives.
She seems like a nice kid. She does get good
Christmas
gifts.
and birthday
I'm hoping that my daughters weren't listening. They're within earshot, but I'm hoping that they weren't listening because they don't get those kind.
Upgrade their iPhone.
I don't want to have to upgrade their iPhones. I don't want them getting any ideas.
Absolutely.
Erica from St. Louis wants to know, can you complain about services rendered 6 months later? Is there a time limit to dispute a contract? Yeah, there's a time limit that's governed by the statute of limitations. Usually, it depends on the state, but lots of states, 2 years for an oral contract, 4 for a written contract. However, if you really didn't get the service you were bargaining for, you should complain promptly. The longer you wait, the weaker your case. That will do it for this case. Litigants are inside the courtroom for the next case.